Welcome to today's video. Yes, I have a licky puppy. So I thought I would go over my how I pitched in person to a literary agent at Stoker Con, resulting in a full manuscript request. So buckle up, buttercup. I have a bunch of points. They're on my laptop, so let's dive on in. Okay, so before the day, there should be a list of agents that you can pitch to, or publishers, if they're small presses. And for Stoker Con, you had to apply for a slot to be able to pitch to them because there was a limited time that they had the room. So I wrote up my little saying, I want to pitch to this person, and sent it literally within the first second of admissions opening up. And I got the second slot. So for picking the literary agent or small publishing house you want to pitch to, make sure that they represent the age category and the genre that you are going to pitch them, or else it's not really going to matter. So if they don't represent middle grade and you have a middle grade, it's not going to do anything. So do some research when they have the list up for the convention that you're going to or wherever you're going, and do your homework. Make sure that they would be a fit for you. Step number 2 for before the day, make sure that you have a finished, polished manuscript. If they ask for it, you should be ready to give it to them that night. And in addition to your finished manuscript, you should also have a Sir, please stop licking your feet. Thank you. You should have a query package. So your query letter should be ready to go, all polished up, have beta readers, and your one-page synopsis. Not all agents require a one-page synopsis, but it will come in handy during the pitch in person later. So have a one-page synopsis. The next thing you should do is practice writing pitches that would fit in a tweet that have a hook. Sir, what are you doing, my dude? You're ruining the bed I just made. Sir. Anyways. So, you need to be able to have a short, concise pitch that goes over your main character, what are the stakes, and what's the problem. The problem right now is wrong. But yeah, so you should be able to fit it within a tweet. I would recommend participating in Twitter pitch events. I know it's X now. I don't know, posts? I don't know, they're tweets. Roy! So I participated in both Pit Dark and Kidlit Pit. So I had 2 pitch events. One of them you were able to tweet every hour for 24 hours, and the other one you could only do 3 within the 24 hours. So I had multiple practice runs of writing these tweets and posting them and seeing which ones got agent hearts. Roy, you are destroying my handiwork, dude. How did you get under my quilt? If you are not participating in any Twitter pitch events, where an agent hearts the tweets, I would suggest selecting the one that is closest to your query letter. So one that goes over the main character, the stake, and the problem. So it needs to have that hook. And sir, you just hit my touchscreen. Thank you. And just a word, while a lot of these Twitter pitches do accept like mood boards or emojis within the pitch, it's not very professional to have those for your pitch in person. So like you can't say the emojis out loud, but yeah, just make sure that it is similar to your query letter and have it memorized. And also my last tip, before you go in to the day, is make a business card. I was asked for one, I did not have one, so I gave them a copy of Tiny Shivers. But yes, so before the day, the main tips are make sure your agent represents what you're pitching, have a finished polished manuscript, have the full query package with the query letter and the synopsis, practice writing the pitches with a hook that fits into the tweet, post and see which one best fits with the agents of the pitch events, and memorize that pitch, make a business card. That's all before. Now on the day, wear something indicative of your genre or brand to help the agent remember you and connect you to your story. So this is the shirt that I wore. Thank you. It is, as the agent put it, pumpkin orange. So yes, this is a slightly more cozy, it's middle grade, and it is a fall color because I wrote a horror. So it doesn't have to be like a graphic tee. It can be something more subtle, but just wear something that they might remember you by. Step number 2, bring a business card. Hopefully you had them made and did not even think about it like I did. Before you go in, reread your pitch tweet. Memorize it. Like, it should already be memorized. Just re-go over it, have it up on your phone, and reread. So you should be excited and comfortable at this point. So your preparation should be able to carry you through this. You should have some confidence. If you need to, practice in front of some people. I actually said mine out loud to myself before I got to the convention. So practice out loud. So now we are in the pitch session. Mine was 10 minutes. So there was 10 minutes to say hello, do the pitch, everything, and then skedaddle. So it's not very long at all. Hence the Twitter pitch. So step number 1, shake their hand, say hello. Step number 2, make a tiny bit of small talk. It could be as simple as, how are you enjoying the convention? And then the agent that I pitched to said, okay, like, oh, it's going great. So you heard it pitch to me, what is your pitch? So then I got the metadata of my pitch out of the way. The title, the word count, the age category, the genre, is it a standalone, and also comp titles. So doing all of that, got that out of the way. It made them know, like, oh, this is something that I do represent. So that was good to get that out of the way. It shows that you know what you're doing. And then dive into your small memorized pitch, your Twitter pitch, and just spill it out there. Let them know what your hook is, your main character, and the stakes. At this point, the agent that I pitched to asked me, that sounds awesome. How does it end? Spoil it for me. So I went through, and at this point, I dove into a 2 or 3 minute spiel of the main plot of this story, going over the main big set pieces that happen in my story, like the heist for the road salt, and the little sister getting transformed, and all of these things that would hopefully hook the agent further and be like, oh, it's not just fluff, there's stuff, and these things should be able to convey the tone of your story. Is it a grimdark? Is it a rom-com? So make sure that you are conveying the tone of your story as you are spewing about what happens in it. So the next step is let the agent talk. Let them ask you questions. Let them gush about what they liked and what they want to hear more of, or what's on their mind. This is a two-way conversation, so let them have time to talk. The next part is optional, but this is what I did. I said I am also working on another story while this is in the query trenches, and so they asked about that one, and so I went on about this book that is in the same tone, same age category, same genre as the one I just pitched, to show that I am not just going to be a one-hit wonder, hopefully, and that I do have more in the works, and that I understand how publishing works, because it will be within the same line, so that you get your 3-4 books in the same category published before you switch. So that was very helpful, and she loved it. She loved my second story idea. It is not drafted at all. I just had the hook and the premise. So like the 5 major plot beats of here's where we start, here's the inciting incident, here's the midpoint, here's the finale, and here's how we set up for the next book in this series, if it's gonna be a series type of thing. So this synopsis for this optional book should be under a minute, because we only have 10 to begin with. And then ask questions. So this should be a 2-way. My agent, I hope so. The agent I was pitching to asked me if I had any questions for her. And so I asked her if she's an editorial agent, how many different rounds of revisions are normal for her with her agent or with her clients before she submits to publishing houses. I also asked what other genres and age categories does she represent, so that if I had something that was, say, a YA or an adult, would she be able to represent that as well? And she had an answer, so that was really cool. So it was at this point that she asked me to send the full manuscript. So she gave me her business card that had her email address to send the query to directly. So I put that in my backpack, and this is where my own business card would have come in handy, because she asked me for mine and I did not have one, but I had physical copies of Tiny Shivers, so I gave her one of those. Yeah, so a little overkill, but hey, she has a sample of my writing now. And then after business cards are exchanged, shake hands and skedaddle out of the room and celebrate. So breathe. Breathing is important. So yeah, some of my top tips are: be excited. This is super cool, super fun. Don't let your anxiety overrun you if you can, and she could see my excitement for it, and I think that really helped get the wheels turning, and it just made the conversation a lot more pleasant just to be excited to be there. My other tip is to know your story inside and out. You've written it, you should be able to give a quick synopsis off the cuff if asked. So you should be able to remember the big plot beats. We don't need to know all the minutia unless it's like a picture book, so it's something really short. But if this is a novel, we just need the big picture. And tip number 3 is back to that Twitter pitch. Just have something on your phone that you can be rereading as you're waiting to get called into the room, just so that you can refresh your mind. You've already have it memorized, but just to refresh and gain that confidence, because it's right there, you know it, you've got it. So those are my tips for how to pitch in person. And yeah, let me go over the ones for on the day, like in the session real quick. Shake their hand, make small talk for a little bit, get the metadata out of the way, dive into your small memorized pitch, let the agent talk and ask questions, have them ask you to spoil the ending if they want that, dive into a small 2 or 3 minute synopsis, and then let the agent talk and communicate. This is a 2-way thing. Pitch your optional as well, just to let them see that you have something more in the works. And then 9 is ask questions. They'll ask you questions, you'll ask them questions. And 10 is let them have an opportunity to request the manuscript if they want to. 11, give them your business card, have them give you theirs if they want to, if they initiate that. And then 12 is shake hands. 13, leave the room. So yeah, those are my tips for querying in person. Roy was a menace, but now he's sacked. So yeah, and my pillows are all askew. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Oh, you woke up, my little handsome man. Bye.